What's up, everybody? I am here. I kind of wanted to come here to talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on. A lot of people are asking me what's going on in my career. A lot of people are sad because I'm retiring, but I'm gonna say a couple things in English first, and then I'll go back to Portuguese because my followers are like split. 50% are English speakers and 50% are Portuguese speakers, so I have to speak both languages in here. And I just wanted to kind of like explain to you guys a little bit of what's going on, just so you guys understand, right? I don't want anybody to think that I'm sad because I'm very happy with what's going on in my life right now. So in November of 2020, after a fight, I had a really bad concussion and I had a post-concussion syndrome, which is the symptoms of a concussion for a long period of time. So I was suffering with the symptoms for a little while. It was very frustrating because my headaches were like a knife stabbing the back of my head. I was very nauseous. I was like throwing up and feeling very, very bad. Couldn't even go for a walk, couldn't train. It was very frustrating. So I took some time away from the sport, and I started studying nutrition at IIN, and I kind of fell in love with nutrition and with health and performance, and I started like studying other things, just because I needed my energy for something else in my life. I am a very energetic person, so I needed to do something else. And I found out that without health, we are nothing. I had to rush to the hospital in the beginning of my concussion twice. I ended up in the emergency room twice, and I'm here in Las Vegas by myself. My family's in Brazil, and it was like during COVID, so I couldn't fly to Brazil to go be with my family because it was like in the beginning of the concussion, so I couldn't fly, and my parents couldn't come here because of COVID. So I had to spend a lot of time by myself during a concussion, and that was very, very frustrating. With that being said, I started thinking about not fighting anymore. And, I had a lot of feelings of, okay, I am gonna go back. I'm gonna beat this time of my life, and I'm gonna go back and fight. And then in other times, I would have just feel like I shouldn't be fighting anymore because I had so many other opportunities in life. So, took a little bit more of time and went back to the gym and tried to train, and I started like getting hit in the head and having anxiety from getting hit in the head and being afraid of going back to work where I was in the beginning of the concussion. I did a lot of brain treatments to get healthier, and I was so afraid of like going back to what it was. And then a lot of other opportunities showed up in my life. The UFC offered me a job to work with new talents, help fighters from Brazil, translate for them, and help them to understand a lot about the business side of fighting and things like that. And I was like, you know what? I think that's a good thing for me to do. I'm not gonna be one of those athletes that kind of retired and forget about everything they learned in the fighting or in the athlete career. I'm gonna take all that knowledge I learned and when I was competing to, translate to other things in my life. And health, nutrition, and performance is one thing that it's gonna be with me for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna just like continue to eat like an athlete, train like an athlete, feel like an athlete, because that's what I am. That's what made me who I am. So this will never change on me. You guys will not see me like gaining weight and stop training, like things like that. No, this is not just me. So I'm gonna continue to train, continue to like do the things I love to do in life, and like I decided to retire a couple like months back. I had a little like flashback. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go back and fight. Like a few months ago, I had that feeling that I was gonna go back and fight again. But then, it's just not there anymore. And how many fighters actually continue to fight and they do like 5, 10 more fights when they know that it's already over, and I don't want to be one of those fighters. I just like don't feel like I belong there anymore. I don't feel like fighting. It's not comfortable to start with, but like I don't feel good in the octagon anymore. I don't feel happy there anymore, and it makes me more happy today to help younger talents than me stepping there and fighting. I feel like I conquered a lot of things in fighting in my life, and like I said, like a lot of you know, a lot of you don't know, but I grew up in Brazil in a very small town. I had to go through a lot of struggles to be where I am today, and I'm very proud of everything I have done in life. And like it's very emotional to me to go through this transitioning of like, I was an athlete for almost 20 years of my life, and now I'm just gonna do other things, and it's okay. It's just like a little hard to process because that's what I've done my entire life, and I'm not sad. I'm so happy to be able to like help other people, help younger talents to do their thing. And that's it. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm sad because I'm retiring. And actually, that was a long process. I had to think and talk and, go through things to decide that was the best thing for me to do. And yeah, that's it for me. And I'm not gonna be one of those fighters that retires and then go back to the sport. That's it for me. You guys will never see me in the octagon again. But I appreciate everybody here, everybody that followed my career, everybody that gave me a lot of support on those crazy fights I had, on those wars I had. Some people are just like, I was like going through the comments and trying to read what you guys are thinking, and like a lot of people were not understanding. That's why I came here now to like kind of explain what's going on. And a lot of people just don't understand about this sport. This sport it's like it's one of the hardest sports you can play in your life. It's very emotional, it's mental, it's like the extreme physical also, and it's just a lot. And I done so much, over 20 professional fights. I started doing this when women was not in the UFC. I had to spend a lot of time living in the favelas in Rio de Janeiro, trying to be good at fighting to be where I am now. And it was just like a long process. And in my opinion, fighting, it's not a career. It's an opportunity for you to do other things in life, because it's so short, right? It's like you only have a couple years to figure out what you're gonna do. You're not gonna fight for the rest of your life. And so I took fighting as an opportunity now to have a title in the UFC and help younger people to do their thing, to step in there and do the same thing, and from the northeast of Brazil as a jungle kid to the world. That's it. That's it.